In this video, we will describe the procedure for the rheological characterization of water-based drilling fluids experiment, as well as the lab report requirements. First, calibrate the mud balance with tap water at room temperature. Next, place 350 milliliters of water in the blender can, a little at a time to avoid spillage while mixing. Keep in mind that all mud samples are based on 350 cc of water. By convention, the volume of water is measured when the bottom of the interface lies above the 350 cc mark. Add 30 grams of bentonite while mixing. Make sure to add the bentonite slowly. Stir for 5 minutes at medium speed. Ensure that the speed isn't too high, as this might cause the mud to spill out and result in loss of sample. Measure the mud temperature. Now, measure the mud density using a mud balance. The ppg should be measured to 2 decimals, and the SG should be measured to 3 decimals. Now place the mud that was created in the previous steps into the Fann Viscometer. Measure and record the 600, 300, 200, 100, and 6 RPM readings. Keep in mind that the 6 RPM reading seen could be higher than the 100 RPM reading. This would be because of the effect of gelling. Gelling occurs when the RPM isn't high enough to put the mud into a liquid state. If the mud appears to gel, discard the value. Only use the value if it enhances the data. Determine the 10-second and 10-minute gel strengths. The gel strength reading needs to be taken at 3 RPM. For more information on this, refer to the top section of page 18 in the lab manual. Now that the second experimental procedure is complete, please proceed with the analysis of the data and writing the lab report. In the lab report, 3 different tasks will have to be completed. 1. Plot the rheograms of Bentonite and Xanthan Gum solutions. In other words, plot the shear stress versus shear rate diagrams. 2. Select the model which fits closest to the rheological behavior of Bentonite and Xanthan Gum solutions. 3. Determine the flow behavior parameters of the models selected at step 2. That concludes lab number 1, yield of Bentonite and Sepiolite clays, and rheological characterization of water-based drilling fluids. In lab number 2, learn how to determine filtration properties of water-based drilling fluids.